The race to replace Governor Ron DeSantis is heating up, especially in the primary. Florida Republicans could pick their nominee without holding a debate. The state party says that only one of the four candidates has qualified. Congressman Byron Donalds, the frontrunner, is backed by President Trump. Party rules state that a candidate needed more than 10% in the polls, over 10,000 donors, and at least $10 million raised. Well, Donalds was the only one to clear that bar, but the decision is drawing criticism from within the party, starting at the very top. Take a look.
There should be a debate. Having an open process and having people be able to have their say is always better than to try to engineer an outcome. So what the party should be doing is doing what's in the best interest of Republican voters.
But the state party chairman says the governor has it wrong. There's simply no one left to debate.
You don't have $10 million, you don't have 10,000 donors, you're not really a viable candidate in a state with 12 media markets.
Donalds also fired back in Tampa this week. He told WFLA News Channel 8 that the rules were clear and the numbers speak for themselves.
Look at the polling in our race. Every public poll out there now has me in the 50s, and all these other candidates are in single digits. I mean, look, there's no participation trophies in politics. You have to earn your way onto the stage. And these candidates want to be able to use my campaign to help theirs.
Other GOP gubernatorial candidates are pressuring the state party. Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins, former House Speaker Paul Renner, and candidate James Fishback have all called for a debate. So are we surprised that Governor DeSantis has come out and said that the GOP party got it wrong?
Listen, there's no love lost between Governor DeSantis and Evan Power. So, and one thing we need to remember is that Governor DeSantis was elected. Evan Power was not. This is a two-party system. And so when you allow the political party to deny an open debate, even for its own party members.
It's always been like that.
Yes.
The parties have always controlled the debates for, they're neutral.
Yes, but the Governor DeSantis is the de facto party leader, and shouldn't Evan Power at least listen to the governor's I think, which is also representing quite a bit of voters. We have 1/3 of voters. The structural advantage for Republicans is 1.5 million, but no party affiliate or independent voters are very big in this next election, as in all elections, but this one even more. And I think the governor is not only speaking for Republicans as the de facto head, he's also speaking for a lot of those independents who want to see Republicans actually debate. And what is Byron Donalds afraid of?
The party has never really controlled the debates. It's been, and if Byron Donalds wanted to debate, he could. He doesn't need the party at this convention to hold the debate. Debates were held with television stations, and they set the rules. The Press Association used to set the rules for it. So if he but President Trump showed us that the front runner doesn't need to debate. And the other point I'd make is that Governor DeSantis is really popular with his base, but he is not an insider with the party politics. He's not with the state party. The Republican lawmakers in Tallahassee aren't real crazy about him, and he's on the outs with Florida's senior Senator Rick Scott.
It's actually interesting. The Emerson poll that just came out this week is actually showing more in favor of what Governor DeSantis is saying. They took a poll. It looks like Republicans, independents are all favoring, having dissatisfaction with the Republican Party. Debates help Republicans and helps independent voters get to know Republicans. And so, this might be the trade wind, just like the special elections, that you're seeing Republicans jump ship, you're seeing independents lean Democrat, and there's ginning up a lot of Democratic enthusiasm. This might be the bridge too far to deny voters the ability, Republican voters, to select their candidates.
Akash, let's talk about the rules for the debate.
Well, the Chairman Power said that they couldn't find a national partner. So to do a debate, you need a national, either Fox News, ABC, NBC.
No, you don't. We did WJXT in Jacksonville. This is a state race.
But statewide partners would not agree.
PBS, the PBS station have hosted that.
The rules were clear. The rules were clear, and Congressman Donalds is in the lead, and he's right, because the other three candidates haven't gotten the attention, so they're upset. So putting them on the stage would get them the attention.
It's a shrewd decision. It's probably strategically a good decision, but it might backfire.
When you run for office,
it won't backfire because in the primary, everybody gets really excited about the primary, but once it's over, and now
It's
it's the
over.
general,
The
it's
other
a
thing is
Democrat and a
Governor
Republican,
DeSantis-
and everybody will rally. The Republicans will rally
Okay.
around
To
the
Okay.
Governor DeSantis' point, he hasn't endorsed any candidate. He's openly said he's not a Renner fan. Obviously, he's appointed, Senator or Lieutenant Governor Collins, and he's been asked about Byron Donalds many times and has criticized his congressional record. So, I don't know if and I don't think the governor's going to endorse James Fishback. So I think the governor does kind of in the middle here. That's why he's saying this.
So how do we think that the Democratic candidate is looking at all of this?
I mean, I don't think there's a race in that race. It's Congressman Jolly.
It is Congressman Jolly, but I think money talks, and $65 million that Byron Donalds has on hand to under $10 million that David Jolly had is a real problem. But the way that David Jolly overcomes that is with picking Gwen Graham, he has really stirred up a lot of enthusiasm. And quite frankly, the fact that there aren't going to be Republican debates is what helps David Jolly, because he's accessible.
Well, there's also the Democratic debate, so that helps him a lot more. If he was debating during Demings, this would be an interesting conversation.
But listen, if you're a Republican and you're on the fence, or you're no party affiliate, independent on the fence, you like someone who's accessible. It kind of is a bad sting on Byron Donalds. It's shrewd because he's not going to get beat up on that debate dais with the other Republican candidates.
But he's meeting voters one-on-one, which is what he's supposed to be doing right now. And all candidates are doing right now. And Congressman Jolly's doing it too. They're campaigning candidates the same.
That's what a campaign is.
And that's more. The debate prep is a long time, and I think this is going to work out great for Congressman Donalds.